Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Global Happiness Today YouTube channel. The lead counsel to Peter Obi is obviously, from all indication, Peter Obi and him have had a relationship dated way back when he was impeached. He was supposed to recover his mandate in Anambra State. So yes, they have a history together. And according to what we heard, he has never lost any case, which means he understands his line of business. Is a luminary. He understands his onions. But right now, questions have been asked because this time around, it's not just about Anambra or Ndi Anambra. It's not just about Peter Obi. It's about the fate of many millions of Nigerians out there who believe that since Peter Obi have made up his mind to go through the legal process, judiciary, and of course, Inec has said anybody or any party who is disgruntled should hit the court, have decided to use him as his lead counsel because they've got history before now, and he has really never, he has never been defeated. And questions were asked: how does he intend to do this? There's more pressure now on him. How does he intend to ensure that this election that was rigged, how does he intend to prove it and return back Obi's mandate? Here are some of the A set of the interview. But his name remains Onyechi Ikpeazu. He's the senior advocate of Nigeria and is also the leading legal team of the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, who is challenging the electoral process of the 2023 presidential election. In 2006, he led a court case that restored Obi as the duly elected governor of Anambra State. In this interview with our respondent, he shares his convictions that Obi's team will prove that the 2023 presidential election was rigged. They asked him some pertinent questions, one of which is, what are we looking forward to in this case? This was his response. He said, well, we have to prepare the petition. When we finish, we will serve the other side. They will have to reply and send it to us. Then I asked him, what's your reaction on inspection of Inec materials used for the presidential election? This is what he responded. He said the court allowed us to inspect the bimodal voters accreditation system machine report. The only thing the court said was that Inec has to reconfigure the BVAS machines. I think it is the language and the suspicion in Nigeria. Reconfiguration doesn't mean that you delete. They have to reconfigure it for a fresh election, and that's a normal thing we can expect now. He asked him another question. He said, how do you and your team intend to inspect over 170,000 BVAS machines to prove your case? This was what he answered. He said, well, there are many election materials and you can use some to sustain your case. It doesn't mean you have to use all of them at the same time. There are alternatives. The form EC8A, that's Inec sheet for collation of results, for instance, which is the polling unit result, has several dimensions. The electronic version is also there. So the important thing is we have them, assess them, and make a case out of them. You cannot even rely on just BVAS. That's the machine is just for electronic accreditation of figures, data, and the rest. You have to rely on primarily on the results at the polling units. Then you now use your BVAS to justify it or impugn it. But the baseline are the results at the polling unit and the various stages of collation to ensure that what was collated should rhyme with what was computed at the polling unit based on the votes cast. They asked him another question. So you have confidence that the court will do justice to your case? He responded by saying, I am a lawyer. The only thing I can do is to put in my best for my client. I am not a party, but I know that we are going to do our best. The other side will also do their best. They have very fine lawyers there too. I am sure we are going to put up the best, and we hope that at the end there will be a fair evaluation of our evidence. My role as a lawyer is to do the best for my client based on the available evidence. At the end, if we succeed, it is by the grace of God. The other side will also be seeking the grace of God too. But the good thing is that we hope that Nigeria will be better for it.
Are bothered. Members of LP Labour Party are bothered. Their supporters are bothered and restive. In fact, it's been taking a lot to calm them down, to exercise patience that we're going to get the documents, because the court of the land has ordered the documents to be given to us.
Now, the concerns you talked about, some documents coming from the state level. How do you feel about it?
Well, some documents will come from the state level, but we do not think it will take eternity for those documents to come. Meanwhile, there are those that are domiciled here at the headquarters. Those ones we can go away with today.
Okay. Today. One thing is to make the promise. Another thing is to keep it. What if eventually these documents are not made available as at when due?
That will be a national calamity. Why do I say that? Not making the documents available will create the impression that Inec is deliberately frustrating us. That's just the impression it will create, to make sure that we cannot prosecute this petition. But listening to the chairman a short while ago and all the assurances, I want to give him, or we want to give him the benefit of the doubt that we will get some of them today. At least if we get some of them today, that is indicative that we will get some of that documents from tomorrow, next tomorrow, to enable us fight this petition.
So on a scale of 0 to 10, rate your confidence in the chairman's assurances.
I'm not God, and I don't want to play God. And Macbeth said that there is no act to find a man's construction on the face. Having said that, the way and manner the chairman spoke, I'm confident that he will keep to his words. Because he said so, and you gentlemen captured him adequately.
Quite a humble statement, I must say. No bragging here and there that I've never lost a case before and all that. But I think Nigeria, well, he kind of gave confidence, but Nigeria wanted to hear things like, I'll win the case. Nigerians should be rest assured. But he's just quite humble in his assertion that this is a man who have never lost a case, and he's so humble about it. But he did acknowledge that even Bola Ahmed Tinubu's lawyers and Atiku Abubakar's lawyers, they have very fine lawyers, very serious, good luminaries, legal luminaries, senior advocates of Nigeria that can defend anything, anywhere in Nigeria. But the truth is, it depends.